god, there's space!
Yay, like room. Hey, we're Matt, and welcome back to One More Adventure.
And welcome to Cambodia. We have made it after a long bus ride. It was meant to take 4 hours, took 8 hours, but we're here. It doesn't matter, we made it across the border. And so we are in the capital of Cambodia. The capital is Phnom Penh. We are going to be here for a couple of days before heading off to the islands for some well-deserved relaxation. But while we're here, we are visiting the killing fields and the genocide museum. Unfortunately, it is a big part of the recent history of Cambodia, and so unfortunately not everything can always be happy beaches. It's part of the culture, and I feel it's rather important that we understand the recent history that went on here.
Yeah, for sure. As I said, we've been to a lot of the other places in Europe and around Europe. It's just culturally important, you know, memories to keep on going. But yeah, we're here. Let's go see. Hey, order time. So we knew today is actually going to be a really hard day mentally. Some of these places we've seen before, we've been to Auschwitz in Poland where, yeah, mentally, we're glad that they're still open. The memory has to be kept, you know, you have to remember about some of these places and what they're on. And this is another place that we were like told in advance to just be ready for that. A lot of the stuff we're going to see today could be actually quite, yeah, as I said, quite hard physically and mentally. So yeah, it's just seeing this place in real life, you realise how big it was, and you've got the audio book from we're just sharing it as well, and it's just some of the info is just incredible.
Through buildings A and B, and it tells a lot of the history about it and the whole political system and why the prisoners were sent here and what they were endured. We're now at building C, and building C has actually been kept exactly as it was found. And so you can see the barbed wire on the front, and that was to stop the prisoners from committing suicide when they were undergoing torture. They still have all the cells intact as well, and so this is exactly as it was left when it was found.
So I'm having to be careful of what I actually film, as I said, for kind of two reasons. I don't think YouTube would allow a lot of the pictures and images that we've actually seen on their platform, which I totally understand. And two, I don't really know if I want to film everything as well. I know it's basically a museum now, but I think there's a lot of other websites and online sites basically that can give you better info than what I can give you. I can give you basic facts, basically. We can give you basic facts of obviously how many people were actually tortured here, killed, what it was for. But at least with the videos, you can kind of get the size of this place and then kind of how it was, and you can kind of clearly see with the barbed wire, these people had no chance, and it's just, yeah, it's just another thing I just have to be careful what I show.
So we've just arrived at the Genocide Museum or the Killing Fields here in Phnom Penh. It is $6 per person with the audio guide, and so we're going to start our guide here. that's really hard to actually go around. It's crazy. You can actually still see like clothes in the ground that are coming up, and there's so many just graves, and the depressions, each depression is a mass grave of like hundreds of people. It's crazy to think this was literally only 30-40 years ago as well. It's yeah, I don't know what to think really. It's a hard one to visit. So we got the audio guide for here, it's included in the ticket, and for the S21 it's actually extra. However, I definitely recommend to get the audio guide for both of the museums or the centres, just because there aren't many panels explaining what went on, and the audio guide really gives you the whole history of what happened. There are some testimonies as well, and it really does allow you to place yourself more in the context of actually what was going on. So it really was a quick passage through Phnom Penh. That was really all that we wanted to see. We felt it was really important to at least make the trip to Phnom Penh to go to the Killing Fields and the Genocide Museum. It definitely isn't for the faint-hearted. It was hard to take in over the day, and actually to realise that it was literally 1 in 4 people were actually taken to these places. I think we would learn afterwards that our guide for the day, his family and his uncles were actually part of the victims of the whole genocide, and it's crazy to think that someone at such a young age is actually still affected by it.
Yeah, but we truly believe that the history should not be forgotten. You know, it's the one way it cannot repeat itself if it's not forgotten. Definitely not for the faint-minded, but it's good knowledge to have, and it's good to see anyway. You know, it's just different. I don't know how to explain it, but it's very different, but worth going as well and seeing it.
Yeah. So I think we're going to leave you here for this video. We have made our way to the islands, and so that will be in the next video coming out next week. We really hope you've enjoyed this video. It's a little different than usual, but yeah, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel for the future videos.
Yeah, it really helps us out. We'll see you in the next one in Cambodia Islands.